Jake Morrison, the 18-year-old who took Lord Mike Story's seat in Liverpool at those local elections, was sworn in earlier this week.
And I do hereby declare that the said Jake Morrison is duly elected for the Wavertree ward of Liverpool City Council.
From joining us now, Jake Morrison, who at 20 years old is Britain's youngest local councillor.
Discuss it now. Jake Morrison, at 20 years old, is one of Britain's youngest councillors.
Oliver King was fighting fit and a talented footballer, but he had an undetected heart defect and died suddenly, aged just 12. A dozen children die weekly in similar cases, something Oliver's dad is campaigning to stop.
He was in a swimming lesson in school and his heart just switched off, and I believe that if there was a defibrillator at poolside, Oliver would be with me today.
Apply pad to bare skin.
Oliver's dad, Mark, wants the government to pay for defibrillators in schools, a request that's so far been refused. Today, he and other volunteers are taking to the streets for 12 hours to collect enough signatures to spark a debate in Parliament.
16 defibrillators are installed in Parliament, which tells me that actually they recognise how important they are, which I appreciate. But if it's important for them in the House of Commons, why is it not important for our schools and our sports centres?
A campaign with a compelling message of support from Stephen Gerrard. It has brought this Liverpool father to the powers that be at number 10.
That people know that a defibrillator is going to be in the school, in the library, in a sports centre, wherever you are. So I'm in London today, I don't know London, but I'd know if there was a public building near me and someone had a cardiac arrest, I could go in, like a fire extinguisher, that it'd be there. A defibrillator, there's no way I could turn up at a building in London and say, can we use your defibrillator? Because they'd look at you not knowing what was going on. So by legislation, it would mean we're educating people about the importance of defibrillators.
Anne Matthews is 83. She has a large family, but since her mother died 7 years ago, she's spent every Christmas day on her own. But this is a community determined not to let people be alone at Christmas. So they're going to hold a free lunch here for pensioners on the big day, and there'll be a few surprises too.
But you know, I can't thank Jake and Michelle enough. I really can't. I think they've done marvellous.
The family of a disabled girl from Liverpool who lost holiday memories in a burglary have thanked the community for their support. Thieves stole their television and their camera together with all their daughter's walking equipment, as Sarah Rogers reports.
It's my good girl.
Ella has cerebral palsy, so it's tough for her to get around. But that hasn't stopped her dreams of being a Disney princess.
Once upon a time, I was supposed to be.
But those dreams were put on hold after a family holiday to Disneyland Paris. The house was ransacked and all of Ella's walking equipment was stolen.
Devastating. Obviously, my first thought was straight away, how's Ella going to walk without a walking aid? Took your autograph book, hey, and all your photos.
When the community heard the story, they stepped in, packing people's bags at a supermarket to raise cash.
They then just wanted to give money, so I had people knocking on my office door in the council giving me £20 notes because it was in the Echo, asking for people to come and help. People pulled together and they offered their support.
They managed to raise £1,500 for a new special car seat.
It protects the hips, stops them coming out of joint. It is vital for us to have this seat.
mental health, depression for ever since I can remember, certainly since being a teenager. My first experience of going to ask for help was middle of last year, and it came as a consequence of my mental health getting worse, and as I said, feeling more intense, and just being tired of never really feeling like I'm just able to be in control of stuff. So, you know, I'm still not over the I can't plan to go and do things because I'll probably cancel. I can't get over the waking up in the morning and feeling just like I just really can't be bothered with anything. When I have no problem with things like work or whatever I was going to do, but just a deep feeling of depression that day that comes from nowhere, that isn't really necessarily triggered by something that I'm aware of. And on Friday I was diagnosed with emotionally unstable personality disorder. Now I think with EUPD, it is for me, because I am only talking on my behalf, that absolute range of feelings. So, you know, I can, and I used to say this actually in a previous job, I used to hate having morning meetings. So if I could, I used to have somebody help me manage my diary. So I would be able to book meetings in for the afternoon mainly, but there was actually no rationale behind that. It just was that I started feeling like, oh, mornings aren't really that great, but actually it's not that. There can be some mornings where it's absolutely fantastic. So yesterday I was up at 6 a.m, I was doing emails until 9, and then, you know, I get to 3-4 o'clock and I'm definitely just not in the zone at all. And then there are days where I start or want to start at 12 or 1 o'clock in the afternoon and working right through till 9 or 10 o'clock at night doing emails and work. But it's that fluctuating emotion. So you know, and it can change right the way through the day. So it's like can wake up and think, okay, well, I'm not really feeling anything, just want to get on with the job, get on with my day if it's a day as well, of just not being at work, and be incredibly sad because of an email or someone looking at you the wrong way. And you know, people can say that's paranoia, but it is just an emotion. It's an instant, like, oh right, my day is absolutely ruined now. What is definitely key is that we need to have far more effective support, and that's why I will keep talking out about it, because yes, I'm chief executive of an advice charity. I'm really proud of the job that I do. I'm proud of the jobs that I've done before, but it's absolutely not easy, and it's not something I can just park and put my hand and say, well, it's just a mental health problem that I'll get over.